Alright folks, in this video we're going to show you how to check every fluid in your Nissan Titan. You better watch till the end to make sure you're checking them all. So not normally included, and this is an add-on, is the old catch cans. You're going to want to check them to make sure that they're not full. One catch can, two catch cans. Hiding behind my old catch can is the automatic transmission fluid dipstick, and that's a 10mm. Move that out of the way. And we're going to be checking it cold first. At the end of the video, we'll come back and check it warm, which is more accurate. Careful not to lose this bolt. Holds the dipstick in. So clear your dipstick all the way out. I'm going to wipe it off and send it back in. So with the truck idling in park, you want your fluid to be between these two notches when it's cold. So I'm just right a tiny bit above that top notch there. So that's pretty good. But we're going to check it later warm, which is more accurate. Continuing in the engine bay, we can check our brake fluid. The light might help you out. See your level here, we're not quite at the max. I'll add a little bit later. That's because I did a brake service recently. We have our power steering fluid here. And we are at our cold max, which is good. Camera's not picking that up very well. You can see it plain as day. Without the camera. Also our coolant here, our hot max is right about here where my finger is. We're a little bit above that. Now let's go for our oil. Clean that off and send it back in. Oil, we're tiny hair below the H, which is good. Now the next three are often neglected: the front diff, the transfer case, and the rear diff. And that's where people usually have problems because they get a leak, one of the seals goes bad, they start getting a leak, they lose fluid, it goes low, and they run into issues. So we'll get under the truck and check those three as well. Those are very easy to check. Okay, we're at the rear diff. You don't need any special tools, just a ratchet wrench. I like to put an extension on the end, and you're just using the square in the hole. And there is thread locker, sorry, not thread locker, thread sealant on this. You don't need to replace the thread sealant because the fills will normally leak. It's usually the drains that you got to worry about. And if fluid starts coming out, you know it's full. If a lot's coming out, you're too full or overfilled, you may want to let some out. But I'm not perfectly level, and I just checked this recently, so I know it's about the right amount. So that's just because the front's a little bit higher than the back, but you saw the fluid come out there. You can also stick your finger in the hole to see if you can get fluid on your finger, your pinky finger. Another way to check it would be to take a zip tie with a bend or a hook on the end. Zip tie like that, bend the end, stick it in the hole, and then you can read the level on the bent part, like a dipstick. Let's get this tightened up. There's a decent amount of room under these trucks to do this. I'm a little more cramped because I'm trying to film at the same time. You should wipe this up, just so you can tell if there's a leak or not in the future, but I didn't bring a rag under with me. Okay, transfer case under the driver's door. Get under your truck, check for leaks too. Same thing, you got fill. Pull the fill out. The fluid should be at the bottom of the fill hole. And it's perfect. Again, you can stick your pinky finger in there or use your zip tie. With that little drip, I know it's right there. This was a 10mm hex, by the way. You can see I got that wet right there, and it's mixing, making a milky color, but it was dripping out perfectly red. This is what I mean when I say check for leaks. It looks like my yoke seal is bad again up there. I had a leak here at the transfer case seal. Fixed that, and then I had a leak here at the yoke seal. I replaced this yoke with a new one, and this has just appeared again because this wasn't here a month ago. I fixed it a year ago, and I do check under here every month or so, and that's fresh leak. I'll have to get looked after. So out of all of them, this is probably the hardest one. This is the front diff. I did remove a skid plate that was over top of the oil pan here. Sorry, that's the oil pan. And that's the front diff. It's the same as the rear diff basically. We're going to use a socket or just a wrench. I'm really contorting myself with the camera to get this one. If you put the truck up on ramps, it would be a lot easier, but I'm trying to do it with the truck level. There we go. And then you can use your pinky finger or your zip tie to check the level on that. Okay, so for this one I've decided to add a little bit. So it wasn't quite getting the level at the bottom of the hole. I'm just going to stick the holes in. Squeeze a little bit up there. The guy in there yet. I don't think it was that low. There we go. I previously had a leak up there. I may not have got it filled back up all the way. I refilled it. That's tight enough. So for the warm transmission fluid check, it is supposed to be done at 80 degrees Celsius. And some people say you have to take it to a dealer so they can scan it and verify it's at the right temperature. If you have a transmission gauge, go for a drive and wait until the transmission's warmed up to about, let's say, 1/3 to 1/2, so almost to the thermometer. And if you don't have a transmission temp gauge, look at your coolant temp gauge. Once your coolant temp gauge is up to normal operating temperature, which is about halfway on this truck, continue driving for a little while, just normal regular driving, maybe a 10-minute drive total, and you should be right around that temperature. So if you want to accurately read your transmission temperature, you can use a bully dog. I had one. It would display real-time transmission temperature, or you can use an uprev cable. Okay, to view AT temperature on uprev, we're going to go to logging and tracing, and then select AT temperature, and we can start recording. So you can see here my current AT temperature is at 84, so we'll go for a little drive and check it again. So after a 20-minute drive, the best I can do is 142. We're aiming for 176. Like, I honestly don't know how the dealer would check it at 176. They'd have to take your car for a long drive. Pretty hard to get the transmission up to 176. Yeah, my transmission doesn't normally get much higher than that unless I'm towing. I'll get a little bit higher when towing, but not a lot. So yeah, we're still at 142. We'll check it at this temp and see where we're at. Okay, engine warmed up to 142 and running in hard. I've already wiped the dipstick off to see where we are. Yeah, you can see his line there now. See the line right there where it's the hash marks end. Still very hard to tell, but it looks like where we're supposed to be. You can see it better on this side. There's the line right there. Perfect, except that we're not at 176. We're pretty close. We'd have to be towing a trailer around to get up to 176 to actually check it properly according to the manual. So if this video was interesting, please like it and subscribe to the channel for more content. Consider joining to become a member, or if any of my videos have helped you save time or money, consider using the super thanks button down below to help out my channel create more videos for you. Thank you.